Hi guys. In our previous video, I already discussed about inheritance concept inside OOP and I already showed you lots of example, and I hope now it is clear like what is inheritance inside Python, right? So in this video, I'll show you some more example so that your concept would be more clear, and I'll discuss some of the, let's say, very important topic here, and it is going to help you a lot, okay, whenever you will be using inheritance concept inside OOP. So what I will do, guys, let me show you some of the example. So here I've written a class. Let me show you the class actually I've written. So you can see this is the class I have written. The class name is phone, and inside this class I have taken a constructor, and this constructor takes actually 3 input, like the price of the phone, brand of the phone, camera of the phone. Now here I'm storing these are the variable, okay, inside my class variable. Now inside this phone class I have taken a method called buy, okay, and if you execute the buy, what it will do, it will print buying a phone, okay, that's it. Then what I did, I created another class called smartphone, and I just perform the inheritance operation. You can see I'm inheriting the phone class, okay, inside the smartphone. Inside that I'm not doing anything, I'm just writing the pass operation only, okay. And here I created my smartphone object, and you can see here I'm passing the input, okay, here I'm passing the input. Now you can ask me why I'm passing the input, okay, why I'm passing the input, because smartphone actually doesn't take any kinds of input. You can see smartphone doesn't take any kinds of input, okay. But why I'm passing the input, I think I showed you na inheritance concept. So you did the inherit operation with the phone class. Now see, phone class takes the input, yes or no? Yes, it takes. And what I told you the constructor concept, like whenever you are performing inherit operation, first of all you have to check whether your child class is having constructor or not, okay. If your child class is having constructor, first of all it will give the first priority to that particular constructor, okay. But if you don't have it, what will happen, it will go to the parent class and it will see the constructor there, okay. Now just let me know, can you see the constructor inside smartphone? That means in the child class, no, it's not there, because here I'm doing the pass operation only. So what will happen, my code will go to the parent class, okay, constructor. And now parent class constructor, how many input it takes? It takes 3 input, price, brand, and camera. That's why here I'm giving the input, okay. I hope it is clear now. So here is the price of the phone, brand of the phone, and camera of the phone. Let's say we are talking about iPhone 14 Pro Max, or let's say 15 Pro Max. It is having 3 camera, okay. That is the idea. And after initializing this object, I'm just calling the method. Which method? I'm calling the parent class method, okay. This method actually I'm calling. Now if I execute this program, but before executing, let me show you one thing actually. So inside constructor, I'm going to write a print statement. So it will print inside phone constructor. Now see, if I execute the code, so it will happen. So it will give you inside phone constructor. That means this constructor is getting executed because your smartphone doesn't have any kinds of constructor. That's why it is getting executed. So after executing this constructor, I'm also calling the method, that means buy method. So buy method will also execute and it will print buying a phone, okay, buying a phone, okay. I hope it is clear. Now let me show you another example. Let's say this is the same class I have written, only the modification I did here. See, inside a smartphone class, what I did, I just written a constructor right now, okay. So here this constructor takes actually 2 input, the operating system of the phone and RAM of the phone, okay. And here I'm storing these are the value, okay. And here I'm doing a print operation. Now what I will do, I'll just call, let's say, s.buy, okay. If I just do s.buy, now see, if I execute the program right now, what will happen? First of all, try to understand what is happening. So here I'm having 2 class called phone and smartphone. Now just try to see, smartphone is having its own constructor, yes or no? Yes. So that means it will give the first priority to the constructor. That means this constructor will execute it at the very first. And how many input takes this constructor? 2 input, okay, operating system and RAM. That's why I'm passing operating system and RAM, okay. This is the idea. That's actually I'm initializing the smartphone object. Then what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to access the method of the parent class, okay, this particular buy. Now if I execute the program, now tell me, it will execute inside smartphone constructor or inside phone constructor. So if I execute, it will print inside smartphone constructor, because smartphone is having the constructor, child class is having the constructor, okay. That's why it is executing at the very first, then it is executing the buy method, okay. This is the idea. Now let's say if I want to access this brand, okay, access this brand of the phone. Now I'll just write s.brand. Will it work? Tell me, will it work? No, it will throw you error. Smartphone object does not have any attribute brand, because Now in this constructor, there is no brand variable you have created. And I told you if child class is having the constructor, so it will look for inside that only, okay, not inside your parent class constructor. But we can access it with the help of super keyword. I will also discuss this particular super keyword. With the help of super keyword, we can overcome this particular situation. Okay, I'll be discussing this part. Can I access private property? Can I access private property from the child class? Is it possible? Let me show you. Let's say price is the private variable right now. Okay, this is the private variable right now. Now here, I'll delete this line. Now see, everything is fine. Now here I'm going to access this price. Okay, I'll just write, let's say underscore price. Okay, underscore price. Now see, if I execute, but it won't be working because it is having the constructor. So what I will do as of now, let's remove this constructor. Okay, it's not required, and I will do the pass operation only. Okay, pass operation. Now if I execute, so it will give you phone init missing one positional argument camera. Okay, so here I'm passing the input. Sorry. So what I have to do, I have to initialize this object because now I don't have the constructor inside my smartphone. Okay, that's why I have to give my parent class constructor input. Okay, this one. Okay, now if I execute, see, now smartphone does not have any private, okay, private property. But again, I'm trying to access from outside of the class. So what I will do inside smartphone, I'll just write, let's say def, I'll take a function. So this function will print the price. I'll just write self, okay, dot underscore price. Now if I execute, now I'll just call this function, let's say print price. Okay, now see, if I execute, it will throw you one error. Okay, smartphone price, it's not available because it's a private property right now. Okay, it's a private property, you can't access it. But if I want to access, that means if I want to show it, so what I can do, I think remember I can get a getter method for this. So here inside this class, I'll create a getter method. Let's say I'll just name it as get underscore price. Okay, so simply I'll just return self.price. Okay, now instead of calling like that, I'll call self dot get price. Okay, and this is a method. Now if I execute, now see, it is able to access the price of the phone. Okay, so that's how I can access the private property, but directly it is not possible because it supports a non-private like property. Okay, always inheritance work with the non-private property. Okay, not the private property. I hope it is clear. So yes, these are some actually concept. I just wanted to let you know how things are working so that you won't be getting confused later on. And it's like very important concept. So please try to practice. Just try to create different class and try to execute and try to understand, okay, what is happening inside that. So yes, this is all about from this video. I hope you liked it. Thank you so much.